Welcome everybody to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your Monday Night Raw review for the date of June 19th, 2017. And I'm going to be completely honest with you right off the bat here. Monday Night Raw, and this is because when it's good, I'm going to give it to you like it is. And when it's bad, I'm going to give it to you like it is. This wasn't a good show here tonight. Damn sure wasn't a bad show here tonight. It was a very decent show of Monday Night Raw here tonight. Still not something good. Still not something that I'm going to recommend you go out and watch. Still not something that is to the esteem that an A show for Monday Night Raw should be. Because, it was a decent show, but they made one huge mistake here tonight. They made one huge mistake, and it was breaking up Enzo and CASS. That is a mistake that is going to bite you in the ass. I don't care how good Big Cass's promo was here tonight after he did very well go after Enzo here tonight. I don't give a crap what you see in Big Cass, what the in-ring ability of Big Cass is. This is a mistake. And we're going to start and talk about this right away, because it was a huge mistake here tonight. And that's because of the fact, look at your tag team division. Look at your tag team division right now. Who do you have in that tag team division that is a legitimate team that you are invested in that tag team division right now? You have the Hardys, you have Cesaro and Sheamus, and the Revival we haven't seen in months. Enzo and CASS are now officially split. And besides that, what do you have? What do you have? And the answer to that is nothing. You got a Rhino and Heath Slater. What are they going to amount to on a Monday Night Raw? But that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. You got Gallows and Anderson treated like absolute trash on Monday Night Raw. So who the hell do you have on this roster in your tag team division? Nobody. Nobody, bro. And the thing about this is the Hardys are splitting up. The Hardys, give it till SummerSlam. Matt is going broken. Jeff is turning back into the Enigma. And they're splitting up. That tag team and that nostalgia act has a very limited shelf life. And you know it. That is not something that is going to last. So you're going to be left with the Revival, who you still have to build up, who you still need to get in the faces of the people, because when they did come out here tonight, they got no reaction. Nobody in whichever town they were in, I gotta search that up on my phone, but nobody knows who they are. Gallows and Anderson, who are absolute dog trash on Monday Night Raw, and Sheamus and Cesaro. Those are three heel tag teams, and then you got Rhino and Heath Slater, which, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And your answer is nothing. Enzo and CASS was going to play a vital role, a very vital role in this tag team division going forward. They really were Enzo and CASS. They were a vital piece of the tag team division going forward, and could have possibly scored that tag team championship win that they never did get. But now that's over. Now that is over, and I feel like as a result, we did see Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews as a tag team here tonight against Sheamus and Cesaro, so maybe that will be used. Maybe they will be used, and they will be put in the spotlight in the tag team divisions when the Hardys do inevitably break up. But still, you left the huge huge hole in the Monday Night Raw tag team division, and that cannot be ignored. That's a huge, huge mistake. And when I saw Corey Graves get up and say, here's the footage, here's CASS, setting himself up for the attack, making it look like he was the one who got attacked when really nobody attacked him. When Corey Graves showed that footage, I was like, oh my god, this is a huge mistake. Because yes, you might see big things in Big CASS, but is this really benefiting any division? No, it's really not. Big CASS is not going to make a huge difference on Monday Night Raw. When you look at your upper card right now, and it's Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Finn Balor, you got an Elias Sampson, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, all these guys. I can go on for how long? Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar. Do you really think that a Big CASS is going to add so much to that when I can already name you 10 guys that are going to do big things going forward that can be mixed and put on some good mid-card to upper mid-card to main event goddamn matches right there? That is good. And I don't think that's worth, first of all, fucking up your tag team division going forward, because if there's a team that's gonna break up, it's the Hardys. So do you really think that's worth fucking up your tag team division going forward? And on top of that, Enzo. What the hell is Enzo Amore going to amount to on his own? And you gotta think about that. What the hell is Enzo Amore going to amount to on his own? And that is, I got your answer for you. It's nothing. It's nothing. Enzo, he's not that good in the ring. He's small, and I could see them throwing him in the cruiserweight division, ignoring him, because I feel like this tag team of Enzo and CASS really is a Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, where Big CASS could possibly go in and be the Shawn Michaels, and Enzo's just going to be left at the wayside with them doing absolutely nothing with him. And are you really going to sacrifice the career of Enzo? Are you really going to sacrifice your tag team division? Are you really going to sacrifice all of that just to get Big CASS in the mid-card to upper mid-card to possibly main event, a main event to mid-card to upper mid-card that doesn't even need a Big CASS right now, if you ask me? Because they're also, after tonight, they were starting to build up Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas a little bit. They were stabled with The Miz here tonight, so maybe that can result in big things for those two as well. So why the hell do you need a Big CASS? Why the hell do you need to sacrifice Enzo, sacrifice your tag team division going forward, just to put Big CASS in this position when, if you ask me, he's not even ready for this position yet? Big CASS is not that good in the ring that he's going to be putting on Braun Strowman level matches. I don't think Big CASS is as good as a Braun Strowman. We'll see if he proves me otherwise, because we've really only seen him in tag team competition. But I mean, really, I don't think this was worth it. I really don't think this was worth it. It was inevitably going to happen, but I feel like you could have waited towards a better time. A time where Big CASS was more ready. A time where your upper mid-card or wherever the hell you're going to place Big CASS on the card, where Big CASS and the upper mid-card was a little bit weaker. Where the upper mid-card was a little bit weaker, and maybe they would need the help of a Big CASS to enhance that mid-card. Wait till a time where your tag team division is looking a little bit better than it is right now, so it can use, so it wouldn't matter if Enzo and CASS were lost. But right now, things aren't looking very good for the tag team division, and I feel like this was a huge mistake, a rushed decision that makes no freaking sense by Monday Night Raw. Let's cover what actually happened in this goddamn segment. It was a really, really long segment. Started like at 11 o'clock, ended at 11:15 here. It was pretty much Kurt Angle was building the whole night. Kurt Angle said that he would tonight find the culprit, whoever has been attacking Enzo and CASS over these multiple weeks, and he was going to get to the bottom of this here tonight. And it was the very last segment, and I was wondering why the hell would you put this on last when, yes, here tonight we did see the return of Braun Strowman, but there was a reason for that. They did their intro with CASS saying that when they find out who attacked them, they will find this attacker and they will beat the shit out of this attacker. So Kurt, he brings out the suspects, including the Revival and the Big Show. The Big Show, when he was asked, he gets angry as hell. He starts talking about how Kurt has known him for years, and both Enzo and CASS are soft, and if he's going to be accusing him of this, Kurt Angle that is, maybe he doesn't need to be on this show anymore. So Big Show left angry right there, and then the Revival, they pretty much said that they didn't do this, and Chris says, you know what, I believe you. I've spoken to referees, I've spoken to medical staff, I've spoken to all these guys in the WWE locker room, and they said that you do not do it. You have your alibi. So the Revival was immediately counted out here, and that's when Corey Graves, he took the mic, and he says, I've been digging around, I've been talking to medical personnel, and you said that you had a big bump on the back of your head. I spoke to the medical staff in the WWE, and they said that you did not have a big bump behind your head. And Big Cass was like, oh, it was EMTs, same thing. And Corey Graves was like, EMTs and our own medical staff, that's a big difference to make right there. So Corey Graves was calling Big Cass out on his bullshit, and Big Cass, you've seen it from the look on his face as Corey Graves was showing this evidence, because Corey Graves did show a security footage of Big Cass setting up the attack on himself and making it look like he had been attacked. He was looking around, he was putting equipment everywhere, and Big Cass, after this video footage was played and Corey Graves was narrating it, pretty much saying, that looks like that was the same position the referees and Enzo found you in last week. And Big Cass, he did admit to doing it, saying that he has had to put up, and this was a fantastic promo from Big Cass. I will give it to him. He was very fired up in this promo. He says that he has had to deal with Enzo's crap for years. Week after week, coming out here with Enzo saying the same goddamn random crap. He said that he felt bad for Enzo because no one liked him in the locker room. No one liked him wherever he went. And he defended Enzo for that very reason, because he felt bad and he was tired of it. But he got tired of it. And he set up an attack on Enzo because he wanted to see Enzo suffer. And when people started to put the blame on him, he wanted to see just how smart Enzo was. So he set up an attack on himself to see how smart Enzo was, and Enzo proved that he was just as dumb as he looks. He says that Enzo is the reason Big Cass has never won a championship in the WWE. He calls Enzo dead weight, saying that Enzo has been holding him back all this time, and he says that Enzo says things that his mouth can't back up because Big Cass was behind him. Or he said Enzo talks a big game, but his ass can't back it up, and that's because Big Cass was always behind him, but not for long, because they're through. And that's when he hits Enzo with a huge big boot, and that ends off Monday Night Raw right there. So again, I started off the video talking about this. I do not agree with this decision. Is Big Cass gonna shine? We're gonna have to wait and see. As far as this promo went, this was a great promo. You really, really do need to hand it to Big Cass. He did a fantastic job with this promo, and that's the first step to being a good superstar. And there's no denying the fact that Big Cass has talent, but is it the right time to do this when you look at the tag team division, when you look at what Enzo would end up doing, which would be absolutely nothing? He'd end up on 205 Live, whereas one of these goddamn mid-carders like Curtis Axel or Bo Dallas, who's in these squash matches with no direction, doing absolutely nothing, or as a manager, just doing crap that really wasn't as good as what he could have done with Big Cass in this tag team. This tag team had a lot of goddamn... it had a backbone. This tag team really did have a backbone, and I thought Enzo and Cass were a very good tag team. When they came in last year, they were a very, very good team, but at this time, I don't think Big Cass is ready. I don't think there's a place for him to really shine with this packed Monday Night roster that you really do have, with the return of Braun Strowman here tonight, with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, all these guys. I mean, is there really need for a Big Cass? And the answer to that question is no. Is Enzo going to go on to do big things? And the answer to that question is no. Is the tag team division going to be as stable as it was before? And it was already trash before. And the answer to that question is no. So there's a lot more negative coming out of this decision than there is positive. I think, yes, this was inevitable. Enzo and Cass were going to break out. Vince McMahon has been very high on Big Cass. But, I think you could have waited a lot more time to have this happen and have Enzo and Cass win their first tag team championship. And just, have things happen with this tag team, because there's a lot of unaccomplished things with Enzo and Cass. And you really could have had Big Cass develop even more over that time, but I feel that this was rush, and it was that big hard-on that Vince McMahon has for Big Cass, and I don't feel that in the end this was the right decision. Leave your comments in the comment section below for what you think about the decision to turn Big Cass heel and break up the tag team of Enzo and Cass. Do you agree with me, or do you think this is a good decision? Leave it in the comment section below, because that was the biggest thing coming out of this Monday Night Raw. Before I do talk about the return of Braun Strowman, which we're going to go right into here, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. We have so much shit to talk about here. Money in the Bank was last night. I did a review and results for that very pay-per-view, so make sure to go check that one out. Money in the Bank review and results. It's up and the views are growing, so make sure to go check that one out. Do not miss your Money in the Bank review and results, as well as Smackdown tomorrow night. Smackdown review and results after that show goes off the air, so don't make sure to not miss that one, I should say. So make sure not to miss your Smackdown live review, and you need to subscribe so you can get that video right in your subscription box. Click that notification bell, get that notification on your iPhone or Android, whatever it may be, as well all the videos that were posted last week. On Saturday, we did Behind the Mic, where we were talking about John Cena and the reason why he became a free agent. It's a stupid-ass goddamn reason. We're talking about that, as well as so much more news that's gone on throughout the week in the WWE on Saturday's Behind the Mic, episode number 24. Their Monday Night Raws and SmackDown reviews for last week are up, and of course we did report on Tuesday the breaking news that Braun Strowman was going to be back, and look at that. We reported correctly. Braun Strowman was back here tonight, and we're going to go straight into talking about that and your Monday Night Raw review here tonight. Where the hell were they here tonight? I actually do need to pull that up. But a lot of good shit happened here tonight. A lot of things happened here tonight. But overall, not a lot was bad here tonight. Again, I do think it was illogical to break up Enzo and CASS. I think that was just an idiotic decision. And it was just rush, rush, rush. We want to see Big CASS. And it really wasn't the right time to do that. But I mean, what are you going to do about it? WWE, fucking Vince McMahon with his idiotic decisions just makes no goddamn sense, and it's absolute bullshit. So I don't agree with it. But I mean, what are you going to do about it? They were in, where the hell were they here tonight? Jesus Christ. They were in Evansville, Indiana for Monday Night Raw here tonight. This crowd was absolutely awful here tonight. Jesus Christ, was this crowd awful here tonight. Just absolutely terrible, especially considering the pretty decent things that happened on the show. A lot of errors with this show. A lot of errors with this show, like always Monday Night Raw, with their goddamn short-ass matches, just bullshit segments that are just painful to sit through. The women in particular. You got the too many commercials. Jesus Christ. Too many commercials. Just a lot of shit wrong, and a lot of smaller nitpicky things wrong about this Monday Night Raw that make it And I mean, it's just the same old Monday Night Raw bullshit, but we'll talk about it. We start off the show here with Roman Reigns, of course, and his SummerSlam announcement. He came out with an awful looking t-shirt with him jumping up in the t-shirt and doing the Superman punch, the Superman punch, which looked so lazily put together. But that's besides the point. He said he came out and cut just a heel promo, bro. This was a heel promo. This was a heel promo. If this promo was not designed to get heat behind Roman Reigns, I don't know what the hell was. He said that some of us may not like this, and some of us may love this. But the truth is, he can't be beaten one-on-one. He tells us to ask Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor about that fact. He reminds us that he main evented a third WrestleMania in a row, which obviously got fucking heat. Come on, bro. Come on, and that's where he retired The Undertaker. Boo, is what you heard there. He says that he respects Taker, and Taker respects him because he beats him. I mean, why are you not turning this guy goddamn heel, bro? Listen to the crap this guy says on the goddamn microphone. But he claims that at SummerSlam, he doesn't care if it's Brock Lesnar or that guy they call Joe. He's the number one contender because this is his yard and he makes the rules around here. That immediately brings out Samoa Joe, who ain't taking that type of shit around here. He comes out and says that Roman seems to have forgotten his name, saying that he noticed that Reigns came out here and named a list of competitors he's beat, and his name wasn't on that list because Reigns has never beat this guy he calls Joe. So Joe reintroduced himself as Samoa Joe. I don't know why the hell he said Samoa Joe. Probably one of those errors that he made later in the night. He did cut a little backstage promo and he again called himself Samoa Joe. So it's probably one of those things that just slipped out of his mouth. And Roman Reigns went along with it like an asshole. So he says he reintroduced himself as Samoa Joe, the true number one contender and the next Universal Champion. Reigns said that he agreed with Paul Heyman last week that he will never be Samoa Joe. To him, he will always be just Joe. Joe took offense to that, obviously, because Joe's a goddamn badass. He hit Roman Reigns with a goddamn headbutt, and that started an attack on Roman Reigns. But of course, because Roman Reigns is this fucking almighty god, he obviously reversed the Coquina Clutch when Joe tried to go for it. and he hit Samoa Joe with the Superman punch. And this is where you piss me off, because you're telling me that last week Brock Lesnar wasn't even able to take Joe down that easily, but Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is this goddamn god, Superman punch, Joe's out of there. You fucking kidding me, bro? You fucking kidding me? But that was a decent little opening segment. Better than the copy-paste Superstar A comes out, Superstar B comes out, Superstar C and D come out, six-man tag, or whatever the fuck they want to do there. But, we went to Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus the Hardys. This was a very solid tag team match here. I enjoyed what we seen here. There was a super near fall here where Gallows and Anderson actually hit the boot of doom on Matt, and I thought it was all over, but Matt actually kicked out. I don't like that, bro. Another little nitpick right there. Why the hell is Matt Hardy kicking out of the goddamn boot of doom? I'm sure in New Japan, I don't watch New Japan, but from what I've heard, in New Japan, that wouldn't be going down. The boot of doom would not be kicked out of just like that, and that just goes to show you how garbage Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows have been booked on Monday Night Raw, that people are kicking out of their goddamn finisher like nothing, bro. But in the end here, Jeff made that tag to Gallows, and he didn't see it, and that allowed Matt to hit the Twist of Fate as Jeff hit the Swanton Bomb for the 1-2-3. So they're obviously building momentum for Great Balls of Fire, and I think this match has been announced for Great Balls of Fire. I'm not even fucking sure, but I'm sure this is going to be the matchup going into Great Balls of Fire. But I mean, decent stuff here, and mediocre stuff, really, because yeah, it was a decent tag team match, but it's again that copy-paste bullshit. Team A versus Team B, let's throw them out there for 15 minutes. 15 minutes of the show gone. That's how they're booking Monday Night Raw. It's like they're on autopilot. Very clear that they're on autopilot ever since WrestleMania was over. And that's not the way you book your flagship show according to the WWE themselves. And that's what makes these shows so goddamn mediocre. And that's what makes these shows so goddamn boring. Here tonight, it was decent. But I mean, it's shit like this that just copy and paste this guy versus that guy. Wrestler A versus Wrestler B. Team A versus Team B. Just bullshit. It's like you have a format printed out and you're going to fit names from the roster into that format, even if it makes no goddamn sense. And it's just like they do that shit every fucking week. And it's tiring. It really is. Here we're going to have promo A. And that's going to be promo to start the show. Wrestler A is going to come out. Wrestler B is going to come out. That's going to lead to Wrestler C and D coming out. That's going to result in a tag team match. Then we're going to go into that tag team match to start off the show. That's going to take up, that segment combined with the tag team match is going to take up the first half an hour of that show. And then we're going to go to the Cruiserweights for 2 fucking minutes. But JBL claims it's an hour on Bring It to the Table or whatever the hell it's called. And, They just go with that, bro, because that's Monday Night Raw for you, and the show ends up being bullshit. Here tonight, that wasn't the case, but once in a blue moon, we see a Monday Night Raw that is barely goddamn passable, and that's what this was. It was barely goddamn passable. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, because there were a lot of boring segments on this Monday Night Raw here tonight. And it was shit like this, filler like this. Goldust cut another promo saying the same goddamn thing that he said last week, but this time he said that he's inviting R-Truth next week to his newest production, The Shattered Truth. So we're going to see next week. They're apparently going to be on Monday Night Raw, and it's not going to be this goddamn vignette. R-Truth had a vignette later in the night, and he said the same shit he said, and he said, yeah, I'll be on Monday Night Raw next week, and I'm going to kick your ass, you're going to get got. So that's all R-Truth said. So who gives a fuck? Elias Sampson had another song, and Elias Sampson, there were people complaining about what they're doing with Finn Balor, because he's being intertwined with Elias Sampson. We're going to talk about it, because Elias Sampson had another song asking, who wants to walk with Elias? I want to walk with Elias, bro, but Elias gets a ton of goddamn heat. They are doing fantastic with getting heat on Elias Sampson. He bashed the crowd, saying that when his father gave him that guitar when he was 15, he said that he can tell stories of what he thinks in the world, but he never thought that he would drift in to this filthy town of Evansville, Louisiana, just getting a bunch of heat as he was about to start playing, and this was absolutely fantastic. He started to tune his guitar, bro. He started to tune his guitar, massive heat, and he's like, I need complete silence if I'm going to tune my guitar. Finn Balor eventually came out, and Elias Sampson did leave when Finn Balor came out for his match with Bo Dallas. When was the last time we saw Bo Dallas on Monday Night Raw? Goddamn, this man still works for the WWE? Goddamn, bro. But when I got over the shock of seeing that Dallas was still employed, he actually brought in a mean streak that I very much enjoyed in this matchup before Balor inevitably goddamn took advantage. But he was very cool and hard-hitting. He hit a huge knee against the barricade that hit Finn Balor hard, and I liked it. I really did like what Bo Dallas brought to the table here. He had a nice new beard, made him look really aggressive, and it was a fresh sight on Raw. But when Finn took advantage, it was sling blade, drop kick into the corner, coup de grace, 1, 2, 3, another loss for goddamn Bo Dallas. And for those of you saying that, we'll talk about it soon, because there was a segment with Finn Balor. He was interviewed later in the night, but we'll talk about that. But Bo Dallas was on Monday Night Raw here tonight, and he was actually in multiple segments here tonight, was Bo Dallas. So we're going to talk about that as well. But Bo Dallas back on Monday Night Raw, and he might actually be in a goddamn program. So I don't know about that, but we're going to talk about it. Corey Graves went to Kurt Angle talking about a text message, which they both got, but Kurt Angle addresses a tweet that Enzo sent to Conor McGregor, saying that he would kick McGregor's ass. No, you wouldn't, Enzo. Shut the fuck up. But with both of them saying that that's not the issue, with Enzo saying that it's the Revival, and CASS saying that it's Big Show who attacked them, but Kurt promised by the end of the night that they would find out who the culprit is, and obviously we covered that main event segment very in-depth at the beginning of the show, so you know how I feel about that. Seth Rollins came out. This was actually a very good promo by Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt. I liked what happened here. I really did. But I still am asking myself, who the hell is Seth freaking Rollins? Like, who the hell is that, bro? Because Seth Rollins is a pretty normal guy. Seth Rollins came out saying that today was an awesome day for him because he was a big video game fan when he was younger, especially sports game, and the cover athlete, whether it's Peyton Manning, whether it's the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, was always a very important character and a very awesome character in the game. And today he got to join that league because he is going to be on the cover of WWE 2K18. I don't give a crap who the hell is going to be on the cover of WWE 2K18. I want to see the improvements you're going to make to the game, because as of right now, I know that WWE 2K17 is a piece of trash that has no replay value. I literally only opened the application to record gameplay for this YouTube channel. So that's pretty much the only reason. Besides that, you're not going to catch me playing WWE 2K17. But he says that he was given an opportunity with Triple H, and he bought in winning championships and making money, with the crowd chanting, "You deserve it." Rollins says that all that crap was nice, but he couldn't look himself in the mirror, and thankfully the crowd gave him a second chance. And that's why this cover is about not him, but all of us. He talks about the catchphrase, "Be like no one," which I feel like is a bunch of corny garbage. But he says that is a very nice catchphrase because you have to define, or we have to define ourselves as people. Really, Rollins, I don't know. Define yourself, please, bro. What makes you unique? I don't fucking know. But Bray Wyatt appears on the Titantron. The Eater of Pins, the Eater of JoJo's, you know. Anyways, here, Bray Wyatt appears on the Titantron saying that Rollins thinks that he has become a better man, but Bray sees the corporate agenda forming around Rollins. He says that Rollins could wear the clothes of a good guy, but he's not that guy. Rollins interrupts, of course, and he says that Bray is right, because Rollins isn't that man, he's the man. He says that he has been around some of the most egotistical people in the business, and as of late, Bray has taken the cake. Rollins says that gods are nothing but figments in our minds, and in Bray's world, he might be a god, but in Rollins' world, Bray is nothing but a coward. Bray says that he warned Rollins, but he didn't listen. So now it's time to make a sacrifice. And he's here. So Bray Wyatt makes his little entrance, and it's absolutely for nothing, because Rollins dived onto Bray from the top of the goddamn turnbuckle down to the floor, and that was the end of the segment. So it looks like it looked like Rollins got busted open in the fall as he was bleeding from the cheek. But besides that, why are these guys feuding? Like, can you remind me, bro? Because I have no interest in anything these guys are doing. I mean, yeah, decent promo from Rollins, but can you really take Bray Wyatt legitimately? How many pinfalls has this guy taken over the past month, bro? It's limitless. It's limitless. You can say Roman Reigns. He's taken losses to Finn Balor. All these fucking guys. Randy Orton. I mean, how many goddamn pins has Bray Wyatt taken? He's the eater of pins, bro. He's the eater of goddamn pins, so you can't take him seriously. Rollins, I'm looking for some type of character in him. He's just so bland and generic. Yeah, he's damn good in the ring, but he's so bland and generic. What makes Rollins unique? I don't know, bro. And then on top of that, you're questioning to yourself, why the hell are these guys feuding? Rollins called Bray Wyatt a coward? That validates a feud now? I mean, really? Really, bro. I mean, just no intrigue in this feud whatsoever, and that really brought some points down from the show, because who cares? You're booking this feud in the most mediocre way possible. It's that copy and paste bullshit that I'm talking about with Monday Night Raw every single week, and this feud screams copy and paste bullshit, because it's generic goddamn garbage, and there's nothing unique, there's nothing appealing, there's nothing to make this feud stand out from any other feud, and that's the way a lot of Monday Night Raw feuds are, and this feud screams Monday Night Raw, generic, mediocre, unoriginal garbage, and that's exactly what it was. And sure, it was a decent promo from Rollins, but in the end, there's just nothing of investment here from me. There's just no way I can get behind or believe anything a Bray Wyatt says with the way he's been booked. And Seth Rollins really just very generic and very bland and very just blends in with everybody else as just this normal dweller who I cannot find an inch of personality, and then in the end, that makes me just believe that I don't care, bro. I really don't care, and this was one of the lower segments of Monday Night Raw here tonight, and that's where the show lost points. For those of you asking and saying, oh, this was a fantastic show. There were people on Twitter here tonight. Oh my God, bro. There were people on Twitter here tonight, and they said, what a fantastic show. What a display of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. Bravo. Bravo. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Hop off the WWE's dick. This show was okay. There were a lot of mistakes made here tonight. For one, this goddamn feud that I just talked about. A lot of the nitpicky shit, like the commercials, the overabundance of commercials, the fact that this show was 3 hours. If this show was 2 hours, this would have been a damn good show. This would have been a great show here tonight. If this show was 2 hours, but this show drags on the 3 hours, what they're doing with the women, there's absolutely no direction there. Who the hell's gonna fight Alexa, Bayley, or Sasha? I don't fucking know. A lot of the crap you're doing with the cruiserweights, with these short-ass matches, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, a lot of crap is wrong with this show, and if you're gonna sit there and suck on the WWE's, I mean, there's really no point for you to be watching this product, especially if you are one of the people reviewing these shows, because people are watching your show probably more than this show, and people are believing what you're saying. And if WWE somehow finds your show and watches the show, they're going to believe that they're doing some good shit, and they're not. They're not. So stop it with the overabundance of positivity. You should listen to me. If it's good, it's good. I'm going to give it to you. And if it's bad, it's bad. I'm going to give it to you. So, I mean, just absolutely terrible how some people are saying, what a display of sports entertainment and professional wrestling. Are you fucking kidding me? I commented under his Twitter post and I said, ha 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 ha. Because it's absolutely ridiculous. Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? But moving on here. Finn Balor was interviewed about what's next, saying that at Extreme Rules, his plans didn't work out. So when he looks forward, he's looking towards the Universal Championship. And as he was asked about Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe, he was attacked from behind by Elias Samson, the Drifter, who I thought should have hit him with the goddamn guitar. It would have been brutal, but whatever. And that just shows you the unoriginality, the genericness of Monday Night Raw. Could have made this very brutal with Elias Samson hitting him over the head. And again, that's where this show loses points. But he told Balor never to interrupt him again, as Devon Dudley, who works as a road agent, I believe, backstage, actually came in telling Samson to get the hell out of there as he checked up on Finn Balor. So there you go with that one. And people are saying they don't like the match of Elias Samson and Finn Balor. They're saying, oh, what a waste of Finn Balor. No, bro. Elias Samson is an upcoming star, bro, and I think putting him in there with Finn Balor is rising his stock. It's a little feud for Finn Balor to get vested into. I mean, they can really work off each other, and I think it could be a very, very good feud if they're giving their time and if they're given the material to work with. That we could see a very good match come out of as a result of this, because Elias Samson is very good in the ring. Elias Samson has a very, very bright future. His ceiling is very high. Same thing with Finn Balor, and I can't wait to see these guys go at it in the ring, and I can't wait to see these guys feud over the next couple weeks. I don't know why people are saying this is a waste of Finn Balor. I like this match for Finn Balor. It keeps him busy going into Great Balls of Fire, which is a meaningless pay-per-view, and nobody, I mean, where's the investment there? So it keeps him busy going in to Great Balls of Fire until he inevitably goes into his SummerSlam plan. So it's just a little stall-off feud for Finn Balor, and there's no need to get upset about that. And that just goes to show you, if they can't even find a top-notch feud to put Finn Balor in, why the hell are you turning Big Cass heel? And why the hell are you going to put Big Cass in the upper mid-card to main event scene if they can't even find Finn Balor something very credible to do? Where the hell are you going to put Big Cass? Because there's no way, if you ask me, that you're going to position a Big Cass above a Finn Balor. There's no way you're going to position a Big Cass above a Seth Rollins, a Big Cass over this guy, over the next guy. You're really not. You're really goddamn not. He's really going to have to prove himself as something special if he wants to fit in with the division that he's going to be put in, which really needs zero help right now. And I mean, the tag team division was a division that needs a lot of help. And I think Enzo and Cass could have helped with that, but instead, this is what we're getting. And we'll see. We'll see next week how Big Cass fares. But I mean, we go to Akira Tozawa versus TJP. This was okay. Before this match started, Titus O'Neil came in and did the introduction for this match, introducing Tozawa as the next Cruiserweight Champion. And he did the goddamn ha, 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 that chant, you know. And in the middle of this match, Neville came out and said at commentary, this was actually a decent match, with Tozawa winning after hitting TJP with a top rope senton. Titus O'Neil announced after the match that he and Apollo Crews would face Sheamus and Cesaro later in the night, and I found that interesting. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And he started talking about how Tozawa will be the next Cruiserweight champion, with Neville calling Titus O'Neil a peasant and telling Tozawa to stop disrespecting him because he will be annihilated. O'Neil said that the Neville level will be annihilated by the power of Tozawa. So that's going to be a very interesting feud going forward. I'm liking the Titus brand, bro. The inclusion of a Tozawa, the inclusion of an Apollo Crews. I like the Titus brand. Titus O'Neil by himself with this title, Titus brand, absolute bullshit. I don't want to see it. But Titus O'Neil with Akira Tozawa, with Apollo Crews, I think they can do some very good things. I think they can help out the tag team division. They can help out the Cruiserweight division. They can help out the mid-card. And they can do a lot of things. So I like what they're doing with the Titus brand. But we'll see where that goes from there. We go to Bo Dallas, who was backstage frustrated with his loss against Finn Balor earlier in the night, with Curtis Axel trying to calm him down. And The Miz walked up saying to them that on the set of the Marine 5 Battlegrounds they were stars, but on Raw they are nothing, which is absolutely goddamn true. Axel got angry, and Miz asked what was the most Axel could do. He said, "You could punch me, but what happens next week? What happens the next week? You can join me. You can become stars. You can stand next to a movie star, or you could do absolutely nothing. So what the hell are you going to do?" And we will talk about that later in the review. But for now, we go to what was probably the best part of the goddamn night. Samoa Joe. He's in an interview. He was asked about what he would do in preparation for his match with Roman Reigns and his match with Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire, asking what Reigns is doing to prepare for his match against a guy named Joe, showing the footage of his debut where he beat Roman Reigns. Joe said that if you don't remember your past, you're bound to repeat it, and that's exactly what's going to happen to Roman Reigns here tonight. He says as for Brock Lesnar, he better expect a new Universal Champion, and Reigns will learn to put respect behind the name Samoa Joe. We go to Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. Best part of the night. Damn good match between Joe and Reigns. They hit all their big moves. Joe with the Uranagi. Just a very good match between two very good superstars. Very good match between Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. But what was important, what happened after the match, Reigns hit a spear on Joe. Joe got his leg on the rope. That was towards the end of the match. Joe rolled out, made it back in the count of 9. Reigns was about to hit another spear, and we hear the ambulance backing up. And then somebody pushes through the door. We hear, "Raw!" And who could it be but Braun Strowman? Huge smile on my face. And that allowed Joe to lock in the coquina clutch. Reigns was out of it. That's it. Joe gets another win. Still not clean, which I don't enjoy. I think Joe should be beating people clean. And I want to see people tap out to the coquina clutch. I don't want to just see them be knocked out by the coquina clutch. But Joe locked in the coquina clutch. That laid out Roman Reigns. And Braun Strowman came out after the match. And he picks up the mic and says, "Reigns, you seem to have forgotten, and this is the best part of the night, that I'm not finished with you." I absolutely love when Braun Strowman says that, "I'm not finished with you." I love it. He hit Reigns with the reverse chokeslam, with Strowman saying that if Reigns is man enough, he will see Reigns at Great Balls of Fire in an ambulance match. Braun Strowman is back. The best part of Monday Night Raw for how many goddamn months is back. And they did the thing where they said he was going to be out for 6 months, but he came back early, making Braun Strowman look very, very good. I enjoyed that. But I do wish that Braun Strowman would have done more to Roman Reigns. I mean, this guy put you out of injury, bro. This guy put you out of injury for a month and a half. I wish you would have done more. I wish you would have done something brutal. Put Roman Reigns through the announce table, something. I could understand why maybe not, because Braun Strowman could still be healing up from his injuries. Maybe even doing that reverse choke slam was a little too much, so I can understand that. But really, I wish Braun Strowman would have done more. Made this more brutal, done something more original. Like I'm saying, Monday Night Raw needs to do things more original. Whether it's Elias Samson hitting Balor over the head with the guitar, finding something different to do with Samoa Joe, or not Samoa Joe, with Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt in their feud, or whether it's Braun Strowman coming out and doing something absolutely brutal to Roman Reigns. They needed to do something more original here, and that's where I felt this segment fall a little flat, and that's where this lost a little bit of points, because I wanted to see Braun Strowman do something more badass like only Braun Strowman could do, and unfortunately we did not see that here tonight, but it still was a very good segment, and Braun Strowman is back, and I cannot wait to see what WWE does with this. We went to The Miz. He had a special Miz TV segment here tonight to say sorry to Maurice. He had bears in the middle of the goddamn ring, holding up "I'm sorry" signs, "Please forgive me," and getting Maurice her favorite champagne. Miz says he is the man who can admit when he is wrong, and for breaking the grandfather clock and knocking Maurice off the apron last week, he is sorry. He gifted Maurice the grandfather clock, which he stayed up all night fixing, saying that Dean Ambrose is trying to go in between their love. But they have the Intercontinental Championship. They have each other, and nothing can come between that. He says that Maurice called this grandfather clock timeless to represent him, but it's timeless to represent the both of them. As they were about to kiss, and Maurice was about to forgive The Miz, Ambrose came out, and Miz immediately threw Maurice in front of him like a goddamn pussy that he is, which caused Maurice to drop her champagne, and as Miz tried to attack Ambrose, he once again knocked over and broke the goddamn grandfather clock, causing Maurice to storm off. And as Miz was telling Maurice to come back, the goddamn bears, started to attack Ambrose and revealed themselves as none other than Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, who became Miz's entourages. And Miz hit the skull-crushing finale to end this segment. This segment was a success for the mere reason that Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, for the first time in God knows how long, they finally have something to do on Monday Night Raw, and they have something good to do. People were calling this the Social Outcast 2.0, 3MB 2.0. Get rid of that, bro. This is with The Miz. The Miz is a legitimate goddamn money player. Ever since that Talking Smack promo last year, The Miz has been a legitimate money player, and I feel like behind The Miz, Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, if you keep this going for a couple months, this could be something big, and this could revitalize these guys. I mean, Bo Dallas is looking very good. Curtis Axel, he's the son of Mr. Perfect. He's very good in the goddamn ring. You know it. And I feel like these guys could do something big, and this could be the start of something big for these two guys. I like the segment with Maurice and The Miz. Miz gave a very passionate speech to Maurice, and you kind of bought into it for a while there, before he put Maurice in front of him, of course. But this is a very decent Intercontinental Championship feud. Again, this didn't buy me over on the feud, but it is better than what we got last week with the goddamn Bear tag teaming with your Intercontinental Champion. And at least there's that. At least there's goddamn that. We went to Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews versus Sheamus and Cesaro. This was a good match. But it went so goddamn short. I mean, really, you would have gave this match 5 more minutes, 7 more minutes. This could have been a damn good tag team match here between the tag team champions and Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. If these guys are going to be in the tag team division permanently, I can see these guys doing very big things in the tag team division, and they could possibly be a small gap for Enzo and CASS. They can possibly be that small gap here if you do keep pushing Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews. They did come close to beating Sheamus and Cesaro here, but in the end, Cesaro hit Apollo Crews with an uppercut, and they hit their double team maneuver. It was that white noise with Cesaro coming down on Apollo Crews. So the tag team champions did win here, and they were obviously going towards their match with the Hardys at Great Balls of Fire, which is still a ridiculous name, by the way, because I got to throw it in every single time. But I feel like the Titus Brands and Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil teaming up together could be that possible thing we need to see these two guys, or the tag team division, be just a small gap in the tag team division between Enzo and Cass breaking up, because they were going to have to play a big part in the tag team division going forward, and that was compromised here tonight, as I talked about at the beginning of the review. So they could be a small gap, and that's where I saw the potential here in this segment. Besides that, don't like the fact that Apollo Crews lost. I mean, I thought this Titus Brand thing was going to be a opening for opportunities to Apollo Crews, but I mean, really has not come yet, so I don't goddamn know. We've seen a promo package for Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar, which is absolutely fantastic. Got me absolutely hype for that match, and I enjoyed what happened there. Not much else you can say besides great job, production team, because yeah, you guys really do make these goddamn rivalries look badass, even if they do suck. Which Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar, their rivalry has been damn good as of so far. But we go to Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks, and this women's segment, absolutely terrible, directionless crap that they're doing with the women. Alexa Bliss came out for commentary, and thankfully we didn't have to see this match for long, with Emma confronting Alexa Bliss for what she did last week. After leaving her behind in the 6-woman tag, Alexa ran towards the ring, and when Alexa hid behind her quote-quote best friend Nia Jax, which started a brawl between the women, throwing this match out, as Mickie James and Dana Brooke came out as well. And of course, after a while, Bayley came out, and they just all brawled with the faces, the 4 faces to the 3 heels, being outnumbered. So what the hell are you building towards in this women's division? I have absolutely no idea. It's absolutely directionless. The way I wanted, or I thought they were going to go, is with Sasha Banks winning the championship from Alexa Bliss. Sasha turns heel, and you go towards Sasha versus Bayley at SummerSlam. But right now, it doesn't seem like even the Monday Night Raw creative team knows what the hell they're doing. They're just trying to get all the women on the show, because Smackdown's getting all their women on the show, and they think that this is a proper use of their women. No, if you're not going to use your women right, then you're not using the proper... You're not doing the proper things to get all your women. Like, I mean, you can get all your women on the show. This is what I'm trying to say. You can get all your women on the show, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a good goddamn segment, because this was absolutely terrible. It was meaningless garbage, and the Monday Night Raw creative team doesn't know what they're doing. That's absolutely awful. From there, we went into the main event segment with Kurt Angle and Enzo and Cass breaking up, and we did cover that at the beginning of the show. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be your Monday Night Raw review for the date of June 19th, 2017. I hope you enjoyed every single thing you heard in this review, because I meant every single thing I said in this review. I really do think that about Enzo and Cass, and if you want the most legit, the truth about what's going on these Monday Night Raw and SmackDown on these Monday Night Raw and SmackDown television programs, make sure to stick tuned to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Like I said, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown reviews are up for this week, as well as your Money in the Bank review and results. Make sure to go check that one out. Money in the Bank just happened last night. We reviewed it after that show went off the air. And Behind the Mic on Saturday, where we were talking about the reason why John Cena became a free agent, I can tell you it was a bullshit reason. We're talking about it on Behind the Mic, episode number 24. So make sure to go check that out. I'll see you guys here tomorrow for SmackDown Live after that show goes off of the air. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment, and for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video.